All right, guys, welcome back to the WeMaxit YouTube channel. And as you could see, we have a brand new series kind of launching. We're just going to test it out just to see how it works out, which is the Concacaf Gold Cup Council, where in which we are going to try our best to come in at a weekly basis to try and come and break down each team. But we're going to start today and looking at the rosters and also look at some other ratings for each individual countries. All right, so we have Africans on the panel. Africans, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Enjoying a rainy day here in Canada, but no complaints. So, why are you always surprised when I say anything weather-wise? Canada has 4 seasons, 3.5 really. There's just a wet season, which is now. We call that spring, and then we go through. But overall, it's good. Pretty excited to kind of talk about what I think will happen going up to the Gold Cup here.
All right, and then we have our resident boss, Mr. New found superstar Shawn Bass. How are you doing, Shawn Bass?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's also a rainy season here in Suriname, so yes,
I will
it's a
believe that one about Suriname. I will believe that one about Suriname, but not so much Canada.
yeah, because we are in the forest, so you can believe that. But in Canada, I don't think so. It's more
Yeah.
snowy.
Okay, I'm glad you guys don't believe how I am wet walking from my car to my house and then all week rain. But thank you, thank you for the votes of confidence, everyone. I really appreciate that.
All right, and lastly, sorry about that, Tito, but yes, so Tito from Curacao is on the platform. So how are you doing, Tito? Hope all is well with you and the family.
Yeah, man, everything is well here over here. Not the weather though. Extremely hot these days. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm pretty much alive as well, as you could see. Yes. So guys, make sure to share this one far and wide, because once this is successful, you will encourage these guys to make it back. All right. Yes, we will try and post all of their handles in the video. All right, so you can go and give them some support. Whether it's on Twitter or YouTube or on Sean's Superstar website, we are going to be promoting all of those things. All right, so let me get straight into it because you have a lot of tournaments coming up for the CONCACAF. So we're going to start with Africans right here. Obviously, you know that he has the Nations League because Canada is the newfound big stars. All right, so Africans, how are you doing? So let
Uh,
me know what's up with your roster and your team going forward.
okay, well, the newfound stars is high praise, JD. I appreciate it, but I hide from it. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, but I think right now Canada has an interesting summer. Right, they have Nations League starting this week, and if they're able to win that game, they have a final and they have a chance to win a trophy. And I think that's what the summer's about for Canada. It's about coming home with at least one trophy, whether it's Nations League, whether it's the Gold Cup. They want to be able to do that. So a lot of I think of what the roster looks like for Canada, especially going to the Gold Cup, I think is going to affect what we see at Nations League. If they're able to win a Nations League championship, I think odds are they're going to rotate more players out and kind of move players away and try to see some new players. Just because you don't have that many opportunities once you get to the fall. Well, most CONCACAF countries are playing that Nations League. Canada will have one of the few opportunities to actually have friendlies. So I think with that case, you really have to look at how they're going to see players and which teams and players they can see at the Gold Cup. So it really does come down to what happens at Nations League. But I think that's a course that you'll hear a lot with Canadians. If they are able to win it, probably more rotation. I know they want to. I think they want to try to use the not Nations League, but the Gold Cup. If they do win, as a chance to see some younger players, some more MLS journey type players, and others overseas. But you'll still see some regulars. Odds are you'll probably see like a nice combination. We know some players who won't be there. Alfonso Davies won't be there for the Gold Cup. He's said it so much in terms of representation. And probably players like Tejan Buchanan, players like Jonathan David, he won't be there either, probably because they're looking to secure their move. So it really does come down to if they're able to actually get a trophy at the Nations League. And that'll see how many of those World Cup regulars, Nation League players that you'll see actually come in and play well and be able to play at the Gold Cup.
Okay, all right. So I have a few questions to ask, but because we are introducing everyone and I want everyone to speak on their team, we're gonna just go across the board and we're gonna come to the comment section, guys. So make sure to leave your questions there. We will definitely sort it out as well. All right. Shawn, Suriname. I won't talk on Suriname because they said I am a sellout for Jamaica. So because I talk highly of Suriname. So Shawn, let me know what say you on this 23.
Yeah, I think it's one of our best squads that we could pick. I still see some players that could still be in the squad, but yes, it's, at the end of the day, it's the coach his decision why he made those, and he has a system. He is the coach, so he knows why he picks those 23 players and what he will do with it. But for me, that's I think that's a very good squad that we picked with Stefano Denzel, Geraldo Becker, Charon Cherry playing for the first time his Gold Cup. Uh, he is
Oh, wow.
already there in my
I'm a
was like
Jamaican.
fourth,
Yeah, I was
Celebrate.
gonna.
already fourth, so he will be there. So you guys don't need to worry about if Sherry gonna be there or not. So he is already there. So yes, things gonna be rolling in the Gold Cup.
Yeah, I don't know. I sorry, people. I should. I'm representing Jamaica. Maybe I need to get myself off and bring on Jason. But it's okay. It's okay. All right. Anyway, so guys, make sure to smash the like button. So Tito, catch up us with the Curacao team because the Curacao team, if they do qualify through which we're gonna get to it next, they are going to be in the Jamaican group. All right. Yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, with this Curacao side, we've seen six changes to the first 23 player roster that was released due to injuries and also players having family issues. With that, we've have to resort to our seventh and eighth choice wingers going into the Gold Cup, which I really don't like because one of them plays in the a semi-professional league in Australia. The other one actually, till recently, he's young. He's 22 years old. Joshua Zimmerman, who played for OHA Leuven in Belgium, but he played for the U23 in the Belgian third division. He scored 15 goals and got 18 assists in 31 matches. And right now, he's from the looks of it, he's likely going to be staying in Belgium, or he will return to the Dutch second division. But apart from those wingers and the three center backs that dropped out, the team is pretty decent.
Okay. All right. And let me just chip mine in. For me, Jamaica, as you know, it's Jamaica. Um, we have a lot of potential, as always, and we're still waiting to see that potential. Obviously, up until this point, we have not seen a full roster as yet for the 23 because they have to go to Austria to play two games, one against Qatar and one against Jordan. So they are kind of hiding the players for reasons I don't know because they're all international players that people can get scouting report on. But maybe the coach will reinvent football, like Pep Guardiola. So I don't know what to expect when Jamaica comes out, but I do expect we should have at least one new player. That's all I can say right now. I don't know who is going to be there. I don't know much about it, but much about the final squad. But I will get into the big format squad as soon as we get right there. So let me just go to the comment section and let me get it going. We have a few persons came in. Thanks everyone that passed through. Shawn Base passed through easier. Know yourself. Thanks for being here. Seth. The American said, "Who is the chairman of the Concacaf Council?" I don't know if Tito want to be that because Tito was the one that said we need to do this, and the fact that 88 people here, it tells me that maybe Tito was actually right. So Tito, maybe you're going to become the chairman. Seth said so. All right. We have Sose. Thanks for being here. John Powell. Chris Smith. Bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. O'Neill. Reed. Osh Poppy. Thanks for being here. Pagan. Massive respect. Claudia Fletcher. Thanks for being here as well. JD, it's raining in England also. Outside for me, it's very warm today. Yeah. All right. Um, DJ Gigs, bless up yourself. And then we have our brother Pastor, massive respect, Danica, Jason, God King, Suriname in the building. All right, Earl Banjo, bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. Property Vasil, bless up yourself. And a super chat from Brain Drain, massive respect. Thanks for being here. And guys, if you put super chat here, it's going to highlight your comment and I can star it over there. So once we're done with the conversation, we can get it. So said, what's up, Craig Butler's little brother?
Well, since this will divulge into
no, it's
academies
not
in
going to dive.
Jamaica,
Let me just
you might
continue.
as well get comfortable.
Let
Might
me
as
continue.
well.
Tito is just a brother that sells Leon Bailey. Yes, he's a troublemaker, you know. Yes, so but we don't have to get into the Jamaican things. Let we just leave it alone and let we continue. All right. So Tito, what are your expectations for Curacao, knowing that they have to go if they do surpass? I want you to talk about your prelims first, and then let me know if you do reach to the group stage, what you're going to do, and then we're going to go to Shawn right after.
Okay, so first off, we're actually playing a game tomorrow against Puerto Rico behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And if it's streamed, Suriname can take advantage of that. But
Okay.
yeah, but
Okay.
we don't
No,
know if
no.
it's gonna be streamed.
I think Jamaicans would like to hear that part that you just said behind closed door. And why are they doing it behind closed door? Kind of educate us on it, because Jamaicans waiting on these things because something similar happening in the first match for Jamaica as well.
We really don't know. Something may have happened between the federation because they've decided that the match isn't going to be an official friendly match. It's going to be a trainings match as well. So there's unlimited substitutions. If I take a player out right now, I can put him back in later. So it's basically going to be a scrimmage. So
Okay.
but I do not know the reason why they decided to put it behind closed doors. It's in Miami. It's where the playoffs will be played in the same stadium. So, but I honestly don't understand because the federations could have made money from that, especially with the amount of Latinos from the Caribbean that's there. There's also a fairly decent amount of people from Curacao in Miami as well. So the federation is going to make money from that. But moving to the prelims, we play St. Kitts on the 16th. It should be an easy win. I'm not going to think
So
that we should. I'm
so
not going
like
to think we should run over them 5-0. No, I'm thinking probably 2-0, 3-0 because the wings are still going to be a bit of a problem since we played a Dutch style of play. So we play a lot from the build up and on the wing. And because of the how our wingers have just been depleted out and we had to bring in other wingers, it's going to be sort of difficult. But we can rely on new players like Jurgen Locadia to help with the team for scoring goals. But yeah, St. Kitts, I think we should be able to beat them 2-0. Um, as for French Guyana or St. Martin, it's hard to predict because St. Martin, they have a population of 8K, but the squad that they've put together is a pretty strong squad when you look at it, and it's pretty impressive. So, and French Guyana hasn't been impressing me much with their recent performances. So it's a close call, but I think French Guyana might edge them if they don't underestimate St. Martin.
okay,
And
so what are you think that the team is good enough and it should be the favorites to go through, right?
yes,
Into the World Cup. Okay.
but
Okay.
as for the group stage, it's going to be a bit hard since I saw the pre-list that Jamaica's come in, and I'm looking at the team and I'm like, oh my god. So
Yeah.
we have a team that's been sort of depleted with the center backs, and we basically have only one good winger. And I'm looking at him like, this is not going to be good. Since if Mikel Antonio is going to the Gold Cup, we had one center back that was going to be able to stop him, and because he's also equally as big as Antonio, and now he won't be coming anymore, so that's going to be a problem.
I'm not sure if Mikel Antonio is here. Just when he come, don't get heart attack as yet. just know that it's possible that they will be here. Maybe just possible. You don't know federation. They will say maybe okay, we can qualify. So let we find every way not to qualify. Let we leave Mikel Antonio. Let we leave everybody and make his Curacao win. Just let we see the team first before. But I do get you, and that's a feeling that I do have. If they do turn up, they should be forcing to qualify and forcing first and second or something. They should. I
With
need to see them win games. I'm tired. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. With the team that I saw that on the provisional roster, and if the strongest 23 are called up, Jamaica should be pushing for the final, if anything. And especially with the team that the US has just released today for the Gold Cup.
Pushing to the finals, I think you're putting too much pressure on Jamaica because are you're taking it in accounts that Canada and Mexico and United States might put mixed squad. So that's what you're calculating.
No, they you should have the US released their Gold Cup squad just like an hour ago, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a team that's basically mostly with MLS players and some players that I've
Yeah.
seen that have been heavily criticized as well due to
Yeah.
their lack of poor performances. And with the new coach that Jamaica, I have to give the new coach props as this is the best football I've seen Jamaica play in since in a while. Jamaica didn't play like this in 2019. They didn't play like this during the qualifiers. This coach is an actually good coach who will take Jamaica to the next level that they're needed to take them.
Okay. All right. He added something in. But anyone can butt in at any point. So guys, you agree with him? You
Uh,
agree with him?
I want to interrupt JP when he said about why the thing gonna be behind closed doors is because they're gonna play in the same stadium where the prelims match is gonna be played, and you cannot play official friendly like 100 miles around that stadium in that area. You cannot play official friendlies, and like we have the Gold Cup, and if teams want to play friendlies, they need to apply for the friendlies like on the 20 days before the FIFA windows gonna open. So there are some restrictions when it comes to official friendly going into the Gold
Oh
Cup.
yeah, you're accurate. You're accurate, but I completely forgot about that one. Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
that's Sean.
Puerto Rico also playing like 2 days after that against Suriname, so they also cannot swim that game. And like what Tito said, it's not gonna be like a match. It's more like they are
Just
going
right.
up against each other, seeing how the team looks for both coaches,
All
something
right, so
like
let me
that.
go, let me go through some comments and then come straight back. Tito, once you finish speak, you have to just mute the mic because I'm still getting a background noise. But everything is okay. I muted it for you, but you can unmute when you're ready. All right, let me just try and get some comments in. Um, Revolution. We have Marla Nelson. Bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. Alexander Jimenez said, I'm from Curacao as well. Thanks very much. Yeah, man. Nice for being here. Reginald Pierk. Bless up, bless up. Ardane TV. Massive respect. Thanks for passing through. I will check my WhatsApp when I'm done. All right, Mr. Revolution. Hope all is well with you and your family. All right. Massive respect. Thanks for being here as well. Pagan says, what does behind closed door really mean? Break it down. But Shawn broke it down properly to say that because you're in the vicinity and they have put a restriction around the distance where you could play, so you can't have it as a registered game. You have to just have it as a game that to just try out a few things, but it's not going to be registered. Period. All right. Tito is the new Jamaican representative on the panel. All right. Wow. You see the disrespect, Tito? That's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
They don't like me.
In
Spell,
1 second, Jamaican, and in 1 second you cannot be a
yeah,
Jamaican.
yeah. He's more of a Jamaican than me. I can't the disrespect, but it's okay. Travis, thanks for being here. What up, man? American No says honestly, I'm very worried for the US. Like Gold Cup winning chance is going to be low. All right. Wow, wow, wow. All right, and then we have Bridget says Palal played some decent football as well. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to jump in on that, JD, because it's like yes, we can react to the U.S.'s squad and say it's not that strong. And unfortunately, I have to remind everyone they won the Gold Cup with what they would qualify as a B to C squad last year. So
Yeah.
yes, we cannot
Yes, and
respect it.
that's why people need to put some respect on
Sam
America's name.
Vines,
Yes,
Sam Vines, and Daryl DK, who aren't
yes.
to this roster, are out here with Gold Cup trophy and medals. So
And
what
to
are we
be
really
fair,
saying here?
Daryl Leake was good at that time. He was just coming off the Barnsley life,
Mhm.
and he was feeling himself, you know. So we can't just
Yeah.
put him down there, you know. But Tito, their quality. Jason said, love to hear people talk about Jamaica that are not from Jamaica. Gives me more hope. Okay, and then Danica says, JD, remember you are representing Jamaica, so you have to be delusional. Guys, this is a real talk show. It's a real talk show. And Revolution says, big up Tito. All right. So Tito, you are the new Jamaican representative. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I've
JD,
given up.
JD, I'll send you the application for Canadian passports. The
Yes.
Haitians are
I
coming in with their
need Canada.
passport.
Yes.
Nigerians are like, we'll give you jollof and
I
we'll
need
give
to
you
go
your
to Canada.
passport too. So
JD, did you watch the JPL last night? Richard, we talk about that because this is a show of Concacaf
mhm.
overall. So we want to get everyone, and you can learn something from the other countries because you have Curacao here, so you are getting an update on it. You get me? All right, so Shawn, you have your games coming up now. So you have Puerto Rico first. So talk me through your game against Puerto Rico, what you should expect, and what you could do practically in the actual group stage if you make it through. Like your first two prelim games, how are you looking at it? Let me know.
To begin with, in the prelims, like we are the heavy favorites to qualify for the Gold Cup. In the prelims, like squad size, like we are like above everyone, and after that you have Curacao. But we don't gonna underestimate anyone. Even it's Puerto Rico, they played in the League C of the Nations League, and they qualified for they promoted to League B, and they qualified for the prelims. But when we go in details about Puerto Rico, to start with the first game, if we take a look at Puerto Rico squad and we see the players that they possess and what they are trying to build, I think that's a good thing what they are doing. Like in the long run, they gonna have the profit of it. But from for now, I don't think Puerto Rico have that power to make Suriname feel uncomfortable in this game.
But Shawn, all right, no problem. And I think most people would agree with you, including maybe even the coach, because I heard the coach spoke and he's saying that maybe this is the only game he never wanted. But Shawn, right here, you are ranked to 141 on position. But your rating of like evaluation of your squad, just like what Tito said, like how Jamaica has some scary players, you are bringing in players that you should be ranked in the top 10 for sure in CONCACAF. Are you seeing that in the close future for Suriname? That this is the time that they dropped in the top 10? Or you think that they're already in the top 10 based on what you saw from them? And let me know inside the chat as well. What say you? You think that Suriname is already ranked in the top 10? Yeah, Tito, you can unmute and continue.
Suriname is easily in the top 10 of CONCACAF. Easily.
Wow. All right. Wow.
Because
Continue.
the only thing that is going to be a problem with Suriname from now on is it's going to be harder and harder to get players in, especially players from quality. It happened with Curacao at first. Curacao, like the first 2 years of recruiting, we were getting Eloy Room, who was one of the best keepers at that point in the Eredivisie. We had Leandro Bacuna, who was already playing his trade at Aston Villa at that time. So the first 2 3 years of recruiting is going to be your best years. After that, you're going to get players that you're like, Are they really that good? Are they really going to improve us that much? So for now, it's going to be sort of a bit difficult for Suriname. But if I were Suriname, I would focus more on looking at the younger players because the older players are extremely hard headed and delusional.
I don't like really agree with him. Like at some part I agree with him, but at some part I don't agree with him. Like he is saying that after 2 3 years we might drop in quality. I don't think so because the pool that Suriname possess, the pool that we possess, and the pool that Curacao possess are two really big different pools from each other. Like the players that's coming up for Suriname, it's a very big pool. The Netherlands cannot take all of them. And if we see like right now that the player that's coming up, talented players, and some players already are interested. If those players keep coming in, I think the quality will not drop in like 2 or 3 years. I don't think so. And going forward, I think it will get better. Like now, you can see we improved in our aging. You see, we brought in some young players like Dorazo Class is one of them. Sanchez is one of them. Uh, we have the Rosello Flaters. We have still pretty players that are 26, 27 years old. So we can work with them in the even in the World Cup qualification. So I don't really think we will drop in quality because I think there are bigger quality players coming to Suriname. I'm telling you because the Dutch cannot keep all of them. And like in the recent months, you could see how many Suriname flags were in the leagues where players won the league cup or the competition. So, like Ian Matson from Burnley, it's one of them. Sommerfield is one of them. So there are players also in Turkish league like Osterwolde. You have Jaden Braaf. You have that one at Manchester City. You know him, JD. So there
Yes.
are these type of players that are
I would
24
have I would Tito, I would have to agree with
also
Sean.
young, a young guy. So the players, like our Winter said it already. Like
You can come in.
every
You can come
every,
in, Tito.
every window, players are coming in for us. So it's not like in one time he is introducing them. Like he wants to keep that core of players. Like that's why you still see Sherry, Biseswar, and those guys are still there because they need these young guys that are coming in. They need to experience how it is to play a tournament and those things. So having these guys around you gonna give the youths them confidence, and so they gonna have their own experience. So it's not like when you bring in young players, it's not like boom, take out all old players and bring in new players. And that's what I'm seeing that Costa Rica is doing. I think it will hurt them very badly upcoming World Cup. Uh, Introducing players like in one time, I'm not behind that. I think like at one point, you need to have some structure how we bring in these players because they might be okay in club football, but international football is a different game.
I agree. Tito, you wanted to say
Um,
something, but I agree with Sean
yeah.
though.
What I said is I didn't say the quality of Suriname will drop. No, what I said it's when the more it's going to be harder and harder to get higher level players because you're gonna get to that point where the players in like the Dutch second division they're not gonna be enough because you're like no we have these players already we have players of higher level than you so while you're going to serve good for squad depth the players of the when you get higher and higher up it's going to be more difficult the thing that the Suriname will rely on is if these players will realize, because some of these players will play like one good season in the Eredivisie, have a really good season, and all of a sudden they start to think about, oh, wait, I can make it to the Netherlands. That's what's going to be the problem, as we've seen it time and time again, not only with Curacao, but even players who can only play for the Netherlands. They start thinking
So
after one season, oh, I can
so
make it
I
to the
there I
Netherlands.
disagree
Shawn,
Agree with
come in, Shawn.
you. I
Yeah.
think
You're freezing a little bit, Shawn. That's why. But come in. We're hearing you.
okay. I said I disagree with you at that point because it's the structure that you have as a federation, not like a federation. Okay, let's leave the federation because it's the job of the coach. Is why does he have so much people in his staff? Why do they do have a strategic plan when you are doing something? So that means you guys failed in that. So that doesn't mean if it happened with Curacao, it's gonna happen with Suriname. Because the way of structure is really important. The way how you gonna convince these players with project. What can you really give these players? So it can be that Curacao their plan was not that good. Bringing in players, they could not sell a good plan to these players. That's why they never. I mean, look recently Basul. What is he waiting for? He don't gonna play for the Netherlands. But these guys, I think Curacao is not really selling that plan for them, to be honest. And I think that's where correct me
Here's
if
the
I'm wrong.
problem. No, it's not of what the plan. The plan, they have already talked about the plan in public in press conference, and they've shown it, and it's a promising plan. And the players, the problem with the players is they all like the plan. Bazura has already spoken, and he finds the plan great of what we're trying to do. The problem with us, it sits on, like, look at Bazur. I think it was 2 seasons ago. He won Eredivisie Player of the Season, and ever since then, it's like, oh, I wanna play for the Netherlands. This time with Joshua Brennett this season as a right back, he scored 10 goals this season for FC Twente. FC Twente being having the best defense in the league this season. And
Can I
even him, he's like,
sorry,
oh, wanna play. I still want to try to go for the Netherlands.
Okay, all right. So finish your point right there, Shawn. Finish up, Shawn, so we can get my take and and African's take, and then we can move on.
who is doing the scouts for you guys?
Tito,
Tito,
all right. Look like he has some problems. Maybe he has to
Dean
jump off.
Corey, Dean Corey also has does scouting and also helps bring in players.
Dean already. So Dean already knows coaching.
I won't say he is. I would not say like he is the best or like he can do it, but I still think you guys need to get a better one than Dean. Dean is a good one in the federation, but I think don't give him that job. He can do like give him other job in the federation. He can do better things like marketing and those things. But
Dean, Dean
if
really the job that Dean has.
federation from Curacao just go out there, uh, get like a management that really are professional in getting players and they know what plan they need to have to bring in players. Then you guys gonna start to get players because there are some good players from Curacao. But what I'm hearing from other people, from my sources, is that like they are still are not convinced. Some of them are not convinced with the plan.
Okay, okay. So Curacao and Suriname, it's back and forth. Oh, because I think Suriname have overtaken Curacao at this point. Would you say that, Tito? Because I said that the other day, and people said I was crazy, but I have
Um,
assessed them, and I think so.
the thing is, what me and my co-admin we always talk about is eventually Suriname will overtake basically most of the countries, especially because of the big player pool that they have in the Netherlands. And if Suriname can start bringing in all those players, there's nothing going to be stopping them to be top three or top two in the whole of Concacaf. Right now, I think I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Suriname surpassed us or we're even. That's the problem. I'm not sure if I can really say, oh, Suriname's better than us, or no, we're better than them. I can't really give you a straight answer for that one.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But based on my assessment and the players them coming in, I want to say maybe Suriname as a slight edge because I do have Suriname top 10 at this point. I have in the top six now. The top six was exactly as how it finished. I don't think Honduras and El Salvador advance is enough to trouble the top six. I think the top six will stay the same. I actually think Suriname is as good as Honduras and El Salvador, but they need more
Ah,
experience.
okay.
No quality. If you're gonna come here, African, and tell me that Suriname squad is not as good as in the El Salvador and Honduras, that is borderline ludicrous. These are good players, but they're gonna suffer the same problem as Jamaica, that you're bringing new players and they need time. You understand me? But I'm saying, on quality, Suriname has good. Only the top five. Let me tell you, only squads I think on quality better than Suriname would have to be Jamaica, United States, Canada, Mexico. Every other squad, Suriname has players to gauge up with it. Every Africans, Costa Rica brought in Aguilera and those
Mm.
guys. They brought in. They are new players coming in. Africans. I would not be surprised if Suriname actually on valuation they are actually top five. So why is it Africans are used not so sold on them if they are already on a top five on valuation? The fact is here. So why you're not sold on them?
I'm not sold on them from the standpoint of, like you said, they need more experience, they need more time. I can trust if you're gonna rate Suriname over a Honduras and El Salvador, I'll give you that. But I can trust that in the Concacaf matchup right now, I can trust
Mhm.
that those two teams, they've played through, they've mucked it up, they've done everything, so they can get a result here. I haven't seen
Facts.
Suriname do it. So to what you're saying, I agree. But I think I'm putting more of my faith into what I've seen them do more consistently. Suriname is like, before someone clips this or says something, Suriname is like a candidate to me. You have to prove it, right? You can have all the talent in the world, but you have to prove it. You have to go onto the pitch. And you have to prove that you belong in whatever category. If it's top six, they have to consistently now start to show that they are that. If you're Canada, you have to consistently show you are top three, if not top two in this region, and results are the only thing that matter there. So I think for them, I don't disagree with you fully, just that I think I put more of my faith in, I trust those teams to get it done because I've seen them do it before, and I haven't seen Suriname do it. We're giving them all the love here, and they've done a good job. But I mean, like they haven't won a game at the Gold Cup, and Nations League they made it to they're making it there, but
No,
Nations
man,
League
no, they
each
won
team
a game at
sucks.
the
But
Gold Cup. No, they won a game at the Gold
no,
Cup.
yeah, that
They
they
won,
did. They did. My bad. My
they
bad.
won,
My bad.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
taking that away from you. But like that's what I mean. Like we need to see more from that before we start to say they deserve. On paper, sure they do. And the same thing that they were saying before. Yeah, just like Suriname and Curacao, Jamaica has access to a pool of players beyond most countries in the region, if not all countries. It that what has that done for them? Both locally and abroad. You gotta get the right mix together. You gotta get it done, and you have to see the results.
So
So ultimately,
give me a rating. Give me a rating for them. But no, I have said the same thing
mm,
as Africans,
mhm.
Stefan. I've said the same thing, but I'm saying one rating. We can't disrespect that they are rated as high because every time when we talk about Jamaica, we're saying how much our market value sets at, and I'm saying that they're ranked in the top five. So we're going to truly rank them. So go ahead, Africans. We rank them at this point. We rank them in
I
the top
think
10.
I have Suriname and Curacao at like right outside the top 10, 11 and 12.
Outside. Oh, 11, 12.
Yeah,
My goodness. So Africans, okay, you put in 80 and those team inside the top 10, right?
I've seen the results there, unfortunately, and that's the thing. I judge it off what the results are. So I want to see them, and believe me, I want to see them succeed. I want them to see them to go to the Gold Cup, get results, upset a few players, make a few teams sweat, and then for me to say, you know what, let me this name because we can talk. We can't keep talking about teams, and we're excited about them, and we always will be. We can't keep talking about them like they're Dippin' Dots, as if they're the ice cream of the future. The future's come and gone. The future's tomorrow, and we can't keep talking and hoping that the potential comes in. They do have access to it. They do have players that they could call. But now, for what they have to start to put the results on the pitch because when the results come, the players start to come as well.
All right, but let me be fair because we want to switch over because we have a lot more. Guys, make sure to
Mhm.
smash like button. We have almost 200 people here. So get it up to at least 150 and subscribe to the channel if you like the conversation because we are going to always go deep dive in all
Mhm.
categories. Jamaica, everyone that's on the panel. All right, and we will try and invite more people as it goes. All right, so for Suriname, because I heard this strategy saying Suriname never delivered.
Mm.
To be honest, you realize that over the last 3 years, the only team that defeated Suriname in the region was all of the top five teams. Then
Mhm.
Costa Rica, Jamaica, Mexico, Mexico, Canada, because they lost to Canada as well. Yes,
Mhm.
so are we not giving them enough respect? Because every time they meet other teams, they played Nicaragua, they beat Nicaragua with a trial team,
Mhm.
right? And I saw
I
other teams struggling with Nicaragua. They battered
Mhm.
everybody 6-0, 5-0. So everybody else, aside from the big four, they battered. So why are we like, because you're saying they need to prove it. So I'm just bringing the facts to show you that these guys have been doing it, but they just never came over the line with the main teams. So
Mhm.
are we wrongfully judging them because they don't pass over the line against the Mexico and the Canada and the Jamaicans? That's what we're looking at.
Well, I mean, I'm going to use the Canada as an example, right? How they look on the pitch, yes, looks good. Unfortunately, it's a results-based business. You could argue if you look at Canada at the World Cup, they played three, 2.5 good games. I'd say two. But what are the results? Loss, loss, loss. So then are we going to look back and say they're successful because they played Belgium toe to toe? They had a good 7 minutes against Croatia. We won't talk about the other 96. And then Morocco, they just had one howler mistake, but then they were in that game. At the end of the day, the result is three losses. Yes, you can play well. And the same thing with Curacao and the Surinams. They can play well in those games, but at some point, we can't just applaud the good performances that lack the response, the result.
It's fair, Africans, but I'm going to show you how you're finding ways to be unfair at the same time. And you know why?
Okay,
Look,
I'll
look, look,
listen.
look how life is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Suriname went to League A, and
Mm-hmm.
80 went down to League B. 80 lost to Canada as well. But the problem is because Suriname went to League A, look Suriname thing looked at because they had to play Jamaica and they had to play Mexico. They got a draw
Mm-hmm.
against Jamaica and they lost the two against Mexico and
Mm-hmm.
lost one against Jamaica. At the same time, 80 was down in League B, playing weaker ass teams. You
Mm-hmm.
understand me? So you see that evaluation is kind of screwed because one team playing way above their weight because we knew that 80 was very good. And they
Mm-hmm.
bashed up everybody. If you put Suriname down there, we would be overpraising Suriname at this point. You realize because they had given everybody six just the same.
Mm-hmm.
All
No, and
right. So
that's
that's all I'm
it's a
saying.
fair
That's all
point.
I'm saying.
It's a fair
Listen,
point. It's a very
to
fair
me,
point.
we have to
No,
give
but
other
I,
people credit.
I
Look,
totally agree with Africans. Sorry, Tito. You can go after me. I totally agree with Africans. That's the reality. That's the reality. Want it or not, you are losing. You are not winning. Because when people open your CV, they only see red. They don't see any green. Maybe some black, some
Mm-hmm.
nil one. That's how it looks. And to convince people that you are good, you need to win. You need to win. You need to go out and perform there and show and prove the people then that we're saying, oh no, they might not be there, that they are wrong. And I think Africans is fair. Maybe at some little details he might be off, but I totally agree. Tito,
And
you
that's
can.
why I patched in. That's why I patched in the little details. I'm just asking him if he's wrongfully judging them because remember he said he puts them out at the top 12. He puts them at the 12th, the 11th and 12th position. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
showing him when he comes on to 80 by the actual facts. You get me? How it looks. But that's all I'm saying. That's all
No,
I'm saying
yeah.
because they did got wins in that same time, but they got the losses against all of the top five. So losing
Mm-hmm.
against the top five should not make you drop out of the top 10. You understand
No.
me? Yeah, that's all. Guys, I was just testing Africans to see why he went so further down. You get me?
Mm-hmm. and that's totally fair. I think for me again, we know that there are tiers in CONCACAF, right? You have your top 3 to 4 who are, you can even argue if you want to say 5, you want to put Costa Rica there. There's that group.
Oh
Then
my
there's
God.
if you want to argue and put them there, I'm not gonna. Hey, JD, I just got to this table, so I'm not saying this team is. I just got to the table. Okay, I'm not complaining about food or who wants to sit here. I just got here, and I'm going to
But
say, you
Africans,
want to be here
Africans,
too?
we're just having a factual conversation and hear people in the chat. Listen to
Yeah.
this. Let me pull this one up. JD, would you be defending Jamaica like that? I literally put Jamaica in the top 5 teams, but because everyone accepted it, you guys never listened, you know. So why you fight so much? I've given Jamaica a bigger statue, but you never even listened. I said Jamaica is in the top 5. So we are arguing Suriname in the top 12 via our African. So please listen to the argument. It's not me overhyping Suriname. It's 12 to top 5. We put Jamaica in the top 5, so Jamaica is amongst the elite teams. So you want me to fight that Jamaica is top 2? All right. When we get back to Jamaican conversation, we will do that.
Nope. JD, because Jamaica's in the same category as Suriname for me.
That's what we are saying.
They look good.
We're saying.
Hey, no one's gonna deny that they look great against Mexico. It's the best they've looked. And you know what? To bring it to full circle, it's the same thing I said about the U20s. It's the best those reggae girls looked at U20s in a while. And then what? You have to now prove it.
Colin Quest, the reason why we say Jamaica is top 5 now, it's based on Shawn talked about it. They're putting in Aguilera and those guys now, so they're making a big rotation. If Jamaica cannot be top 5 and Costa Rica still beat Jamaica out for top 5,
I don't want to see that.
That would be stress. That would be stress if Jamaica cannot be in the top 5. I expect Canada, United States, and Mexico, and then obviously Panama. I don't know what they do, but they inject their players when it comes on to World Cup time. They just find a way out to be in the top 4. You understand me? But I want to see if Jamaica cannot be amongst the top 5 teams with this amount of players. At least we're top heavy and midfield defensive heavy. Midfield, we're definitely weaker. So I should not be out here standing so strong. But Jamaica have so much quality players and a good coach. So I expect him should be good enough to make a midfield to even be 50%. So that means we have 90% defense and we have 90% attack. The 50% should be good enough to carry Jamaica over the line. You understand me? Even with that, if you have 50% midfield, because that's where Jamaica is very much weak, midfield. You understand me? But you just go out there and catch 2 of the next midfielders to be attackers. But we just have defenders and attackers. So we're trying to work on some defensive midfielders and some people to keep the ball a little bit more and dictate the play. But that's not there. But Jamaica should still be in the top 5 without a shadow of doubt this time around. If they do miss up, that would be a big disappointment again.
On paper, they should be, but let's keep this conversation going because this feels like we're going to be a solid battle.
Yes, it's going to be a battle, but let me. So Africans, back to you, Africans. So what should be the expectations for the Nations League?
For Nations League? For
yes,
Canada?
Yes.
At the minimum, they need to be playing for a trophy. So that means they need to make the finals, and ideally for me, I think they should win. I think out of the teams that are there, they are playing maybe off of experience. They are playing the second best coach in the region right now in Christensen in Panama. But they have most of their team healthy. Not everyone in good form, but for me, they need to be playing for that trophy. Losing to Panama in the semis I don't think is acceptable for them right now. They need to be in that final playing either US or Mexico and then getting that trophy. They need one trophy this summer, and I think the easiest one to get, not that it's the shortest path to the victory, is at Nations League. So for me, they need to be winning. They need to be winning that because they need to bring, again, I've said this since qualifiers. Now Canada has just sat down in the third best team in CONCACAF chair. They just sat down. They're not solidly there. They're trying to get comfortable. Maybe they want another seat, but they don't want to be giving the seat up to anyone. And right now they need to be proving that they belong there. They've reached the pinnacle. Now they need to be proving that they can. So for me, it's a trophy here. They need to at least be playing for that trophy, if not winning it.
But Africans, remember you just said, a lot of people going for the Nations League, which is weird. They're going for the Nations League when the Gold Cup would have been the more prestige trophy, right? So why is it everyone trying to max out their squads to play like it's the Avenger in the Nations League? I saw United States value 300 million.
It's timing. You have to remember, Nations League is just 2 games, maybe max 3. And then the Gold Cup runs into preseason for teams, right? So if you're going to bring your big players, now you have to decide, are you going to go for preseason with your clubs in Europe, or are you going to play here and then get there late? If you are dealing with players who have new coaches, do you have to decide, are you going to go play for this tournament or go make a good impression to guarantee your first team minutes in Europe, right? All these things factor in. Also, fun factor, the Gold Cup, if you are named to the squad, you are cap tied. Not even just if you play. If you are on the finalist, that flag is your flag, period. So you're not going to get as many players coming through. But ultimately, I think that's why I was saying from time, I don't think Canada's going to bring their full squad to the Gold Cup, because Davies needs a rest. David looking for a move. Buchanan looking for a move, right? Eustaquia was fine where they are. Kone might be looking for a move. If it was me, I'd rather have those players go secure your club, because your club is what pays for your career and pays your livelihood. Canada will be there, and plus we'll have friendlies because CONCACAFing and their rules about not having to play qualifiers and all that stuff. So that's why I think it's an easier window to give up just 2 games in the span of a week versus a months-long competition. And then when are you giving your players actual time to rest and get ready for the next season?
We're gonna bring in Tito, but we're gonna go with Shawn. So Shawn, based on what Africans saying, Canada is the big super dog now. You expect them to win this trophy, or you think that they ain't winning nothing?
We are, just to clarify, are we talking
I'm just
Nations League or Gold Cup? Because I'm answering for a Nations League. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you. So why are you getting so saucy? I know what you. I know. Shawn, say it in the chest. Canada winning nothing, or they ain't winning nothing?
I would never be saucy.
I think Canada will beat Panama easily, like a 4-0. And they will go to the finals. I think the US will beat Mexico, and I think Canada. I think, like, I hope tactical manager is not watching this, but I think Canada will give America a big upset.
So you think so what happened to Mexico, Shawn? Mexico still alive, Why are you disrespecting Mexico like that?
We saw Mexico. I don't think Mexico is still performing at a level like before they did. They are dropping, they are coming up, they are dropping, they are coming up, like they don't have that consistency. And I see that at Canada. Like, it's not like Alfonso Davis, Jonathan David, Kyle Laring, Borian, and all those guys, like they only perform for the World Cup. No, after that, you saw that they still performing. So I like that, and I believe in them that they can win the Nations League. And I would like that they win the Nations League. I don't give US no chance.
Okay, Tito, you're supporting, and we're gonna come to the chat right after, guys. Just please do smash the like button. Let we finish this on 200 likes. Let me see if we can get the 200 likes, and that will give us some incentives to say that we have to come back next week. All right, because we're gonna have more information next week. So that would have tell the guys them that you like them and like the conversation. All right, yes. But the disrespect for my another country, Mexico, it's very much rude from Shawn, but I will leave it alone. Go ahead, Tito. Go ahead, Tito. Tito, what you said, Canada losing, or you think that they're going to go big time as to what Africans said.
Listen, what I see Canada making the final. The only problem is it's going to depend what type of team you get. Because here's the problem. There's going to be outcry from the fans of Mexico. They want to see the team win a trophy. 2021, they lost two finals. Um, in the World Cup, they dropped out of the group stage. So there's going to be some sort of outcry from the fans. The fans are going to demand a trophy. They're going to demand a performance. The U.S. they have a strong team, a really strong team, especially with now Balugan joining. But the problem with the U.S. is they have an extremely unknown coach who was the assistant coach for the interim coach Anthony Hudson. So with Mexico is if they pull this off and they could win it. So it's really hard to predict. I do think Canada will make it to the final. Winning it is going to depend on which Mexico and which US you get.
Mhm. No, I agree
Okay,
with that.
okay. Okay. All right. Drew Ross just going to the comment section to get back to the next final lap because we have already gone an hour. All right. So we have to get everything in sync so we can make sure if we are going 2 hours, we're going to stop at 2 hours exact dead. You understand me? Because it's late for me. It's already 11 o'clock for me. Drew Ross says, Canada will not make it to the finals. Wow. So he thinks that Canada will get beaten by the Panamanians. All right, fair enough. Panamanians are very much dangerous. So Africans counting Jamaica out of the Gold Cup finals. Or are we talking about something else?
We're talking
All
about something
right.
else because I've already said haven't talked about Gold Cup. JD asked me
Yes.
Nations League.
Yeah, because you have to understand it's the only squad that released was based off the Nations League, and they are in both competitions. All right, and he's explaining to you. So no Jamaicans should be more confident because you're hearing that America feeling weaker squad and Canada feeling weaker squad. I don't think Mexico has any weaker squad. I've seen them with a bunch of players, and everyone is okay. You know. So you expect and we should stop this weaker squad thing because we saw weaker squad
Yeah.
and we went with good squad and we still lost the damn game. So obviously now we have a better squad than the one before.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if the American squad is weaker than before. So we're gonna get right into that because we're gonna get up the American squad soon. All right. Warrior 777 said Canada is playing as a team that makes them dangerous. That is true. All right. Yeah, man. He does not like when they talk about his team. Roy Sally says I hope all the best for Suriname. They get good young players. Yes, they do. Mexico is still performing at the level, but what happened is that other countries are improving. All right, you have Hector Herrera and you have Guardado left out of that central midfield. That is literally 150 passes to 180 passes. They are pace dictators. It's hard to replace those two. Those are the two best retention footballers in CONCACAF, and both of them left at the same time. I think that hurts Mexico massively. But we will do a video and we talk deep, like what's causing problems with these teams a little bit more. All right, but not for this one. Canada not reaching the finals, so everyone think that Panama will beat Canada. All right, JD African is defending his country, which is right. Okay, thank you very much. All right, I'm very sorry. JD full of country.
Passport for a country.
I don't want to show you my next passport because you're gonna
Baga
drop down.
passports, JD. Eh? Baga passports.
All right, you see, like funny. I did my Jamaica. Let me save that for a different stream. Right? But I'm gonna show you live funny. You guys are gonna curse me out, and I did my Jamaican passport for 5 months now, and I can't get the Jamaican passport, and I got the next passport before the Jamaican passport, and it's not on me. I can show you my receipt. All right, all right. Big up South Cry. Thanks for being here. All right. Mexico bounced out by Jamaica. All right, all right, all right. Silva says, the thing is that all the players Suriname bringing in is that if you look almost all of them came out of the youth of Ajax, and it will not take long to gel. I think that's a good other point. I was trying to make that point, but he said I'm selling out for Suriname. I can't make any points for any country, but it's okay. I made points for all the countries. Canada, 5 minutes of fame will come to an end. My goodness. Why people saying these things? Haven't you guys saw Canada? Canada is very good, you know.
Canada
Stop.
is currently the most hated country in CONCACAF. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
panel,
yeah.
get into this. Why this main danger? What kind of main danger? Saying
Maybe
that
the
Canada,
You know what?
Canadians.
I,
They
I,
hate
I'm
Canadians because the Canadians just crushed them out of the World Cup qualification. And they got hurt. So that's really hurting them.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The thing is, it's because of how bold the Canadian fans got. Like placed top of
okay.
the World Cup
That's
qualifiers,
true.
and they're like, "Oh, we're kings of Concacaf and all."
I was
And and you can go on Twitter any day of the week, and you'll see the Canadians all the time. Yeah, we're the kings of Concacaf, and then you'll have Suriname Co. The guy from Suriname, the guy that supports Suriname from Colombia. That's their number one hater, and so yeah.
No, yeah, I agree. I think there's definitely been an uptick in fans and just the I won't even call it the boldness, but people are fans, but everyone has that, right? I think I've made the comparison like this, right? I think Canada fans
wow.
sometimes we feel like we just to use the an American analogy, it's like we just got to sit at the big kid at the adult table for Thanksgiving, but we don't know the rules of the Thanksgiving table. So we're there, like we're excited, we're getting the big people plates, and we're all excited, and everyone's looking at us like, no, you don't get to eat rolls. The corner piece goes to uncle because uncle always gets the corner piece. The drumstick goes to auntie because auntie came from furthest. But we're just up there because it's the first time coming, and that's the thing. So I don't disagree. I think there's definitely been a an increase in terms of fandom, but I mean, every fan's going to have that. You don't want to reach the point where you become
But,
obnoxious,
but can
but
can we all come to the point to say that main danger is lying? It's not true. It's not 5 minutes of fame. They're for real. Can we all say that? Or someone believe me in danger?
Yeah, yes. Canada are a really good team, and they've proved it. They've proved it. But the thing is, people are just get mad at all the things that the Canadian fans say. I'm like, hey, let them enjoy it. If they win the Nations League, they've proved themselves, and they've
mhm.
so yeah, let them. If they can't win the Nations League, okay, then you can start talking everything you want. You can go after them, but give them a chance. The only thing that I hate about the Canadian fans is that when they don't blow a team out of the water, especially from the Caribbean, it's a failure. That's the thing.
Oh,
Okay.
That's the thing I hate. I always see it from some fans. They're like, "Oh, why couldn't we beat Curacao by more? We beat them 4-0 at home in the Nations League." But here was the problem: when we
What?
played them the first match in the Nations League, we
That,
fielded two defenders.
Tito,
Two.
Tito, Tito, hold on. They said they should have beaten Curacao by more.
Yes, yes,
Is so
they did. I saw some. I was on. I search because whenever we play games, I'm always on any country's like Twitter, and I'm searching, I'm scrolling, and I'll see so many people saying, "No, we should have played better. This is Curacao." But listen, you can't just go and blow a team out the water. Listen, if it was like a grenade and you beat them 2-0, okay, understandable. You have a right to be mad. You should have done better. But come on, you're telling me your team is just going to blow a team like Curacao out the water, or a team like Suriname out the water when it wouldn't make sense. Like,
But,
uh,
guys, we're in the final leg of the next 50 minutes. What you're gonna do once you put a question, once you pose a question in the chat, because that's how it's gonna work every week. So the first hour we will discuss whatever going on the video, and the second hour,
okay.
if persons will stay after the second hour, because sometimes people will be busy. Um, you have to tag their name to it. So if you want to ask Shawn a question, Tito a question, Africans a question, because we want it to be organized. Go ahead, Africans. Go ahead.
No, and I think the one thing I will say to that point will be this. I think when you show that you have a level, your expectation changes as well. Now, that's not to say that, hey, I think you should be beating everyone 7-0 all the time. I don't think that's realistic. But you have to now look at, okay, if this team is at the quality that you think it is, so you're saying, okay, let's go full KMNT fandom here. Like, if we are the kings of CONCACAF and we should be beating everyone, then the standard that you're looking at your team is now, okay, if we are the greatest, then we should be beating teams by this level. Now, where I'll say, and I agree with you, is if you're not, why is that? Can you have a real conversation in terms of why that isn't happening? Could it be that, the other team pays to play too? Could it be that maybe you were off with finishing? Could it be that you were missing certain things going from there? I agree. I think the conversation far too many times stops short of that and just goes to, we should be beating Suriname 6-0. Well, then why didn't you? Why didn't we? Why didn't we beat them 6-0? Is it because maybe they have players that pinned back your fullback for portions of the game and you couldn't bomb up as much as you wanted to? Could it be that maybe you don't have the depth in midfield that you hoped, and if you had a different type, a different profile, maybe that opens the game up more? I think the problem with sometimes the conversation stops short from that. It goes to, we should be doing this, which, hey, if that's your opinion of your team, you can. But then why aren't you at that level? And I think that's where sometimes the conversation stops. But then when it stops there, it leaves the air as if you're just saying, we're Canada. It's you know what, guys, thanks for coming to the pitch. It's great. We're Canada. It's already 3-0. So can we hit 6? Can we hit 7? Can we not? I don't know. But I think that's where the struggle with the fandom adjusting to it. And that's why I always make the example of it's going to the adults table versus the kids table and not knowing the rules of the adult table. Because I think that's the most apt analogy, because it's when you get to that table, there are rules, there's reasons why things happen, and moving from there, and can you actually have a critical conversation in terms of why things didn't go versus just, let's not pretend 6 years ago we were losing to Martinique in the Gold Cup. Okay? It's been a quick rise for us. And there's a degree of, that's why my criticism and my bar for them is, you've now reached a level, can you maintain it consistently? Can you prove that you're the third best team in the region versus you're the best team? I don't think we're the best team in the region. We have maybe the best coach in the region because there's no other coach that's there. They're on their third coach in the U.S. Mexico just put in a coach. So I think right now, Canada has the best coach.
Jamaica coach is there. He has the experience. He has equal experience as yours, but because he doesn't have the experience in the CONCACAF as yet. So Erdman does get the nod over him. Umza said, bless up and ask if Lowe's injury, based on the first article that I read, it looks like it's serious because he said he felt a pop, and the coach said that's always serious. So they're going to do a scan and we have to wait until we get the scan. But more likely, sometimes that will make the player just not be available. Once it's those type of problem and we have 1 more week to go, it's going to be a problem, Big up yourself, Jilly. Thanks for being here. Was it a Suriname passport? No. But I can go to Suriname with relative ease. No, I have no problem. I can go everywhere now without a problem. Do you have a birth? I have a Jamaican birth certificate. Yes, that is true. Yes. All right. Conspiracy theory. Mexican winning the Nations League. They have to give USA and Canada a reality check. I do believe so. Yes, I do believe so. But it is what it is. My goodness, so we missed a lot of comments. He doubled down. Afrikaans, he doubled down. He said they are riding the 5 minutes of fame. So we're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep this comment because once they do well in the Nations League, he has to take back his word. All right. Arden says Canada take some of our players from Jamaica. No, they never took them. Most of we should have gotten a few of them, RD, and if you listen to the story, Jamaica rejected some of them to not play for them, so it's deep. Maybe they did stole a few, that it might be true. Yeah, but some of them we thought that we had better players than them, which is not true, we should have kept them. We wanted them. I like as a big up JD, keep the good work. I like oh you're bringing other people from different countries, but I think that was the thing from our older channel, Shawn.
Mhm.
I thought we just started out back by myself and we built up and stuff, but that was not normally the thing, and hopefully we can bring it forward in the future. All right, where can I watch the game? Curacao versus Puerto Rico. I think it's going to be behind closed door. Tito said. So they're just trying to get themselves ready. So don't look at their thing. All right. Yes. So let me get straight back into it now, Shawn. Shawn. So what is the expectations inside the Surinamese camp now? Because you should have Puerto Rico first, and then you have Martinique, right? After that,
Yeah,
if you pass those two teams, realistically, you have Costa Rica, Panama, and El Salvador, right? Three good teams, you know. Those are the three teams inside the top eight, you know. What you expect from that group? And
I
the
think
Martinique game as well.
okay to start with this Gold Cup. I think by US don't bring their best squad. Canada not bringing their best squad. I don't know about Mexico. Did you hear anything about Mexico that they are bringing their B squad
Mexico,
or C squad?
Mexico's B squad is the same squad that played here in Suriname. So it's not really a B squad. I think they don't have the high echelon
Oh,
players like the United States, but they have
really
every player at the
not
same level.
really a B team. They don't have really a B team. It's
So they
they
don't
have
have a
some players in the A
A
team
quality
also.
players. Yes.
Yeah.
A
So
minus
yeah,
players across.
Mexico's B team is one change in right back, one change in left back, one change in goalkeeper, and two changes in the attack. That's their B team.
Acevedo is the beekeeper, you know. Acevedo is actually beekeeper, you know.
You know,
So let
that's the thing. Because it's Acevedo who plays every single friendly for Mexico since he debuted. He's the one that starts in every friendly.
okay,
Yeah.
so it's, they don't. So you made our point. They don't really have a B team. They just have a A minus team. Than
Why
like what they had A plus team before. You know.
why are we giving everything grade, JD? Why are we trying to qualify everything from the standpoint of
No,
like
I'm
A
to
B?
explain
And
to
I
the
get it.
viewers. To explain to the viewers, yeah.
Hmm. But at the same time, I think what we have to understand is that you're using your pool. Whether you call it an A, B, or C, the pool of players that they've selected are there. You can say it's the best. You could say maybe it's not. You could say it's a mix, which is what I think Canada's will be when we eventually get to Canada's. But the U.S. won this tournament 2 years ago with their B, C team. So for us to sit here and say, well, they're only bringing a B team or a C team, that ran to the finals. That made it to the finals. So who are we to
yeah, but
down
that's
talk it
true.
and say,
That's
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
go
all.
ahead, Sean. It was your turn. You go ahead. Because we asked a question, and because of Mexico,
yes,
it took away.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true Africans. But I think that 2 years ago and now it's kind of be a different one because I think Canada still gonna have uh, a squad, a mixed squad. Mexico the same. I think combining those three with coming with like a mixed squad, I think the other teams also have a chance like Panama, El Salvador, Costa Rica. Like they can still battle with these teams. I don't know about Suriname like what they really gonna do against El Salvador or Costa Rica. We played the last Gold Cup against Costa Rica, going up 1-0, and after 5 minutes giving up two goals, just losing that game. So, but that Costa Rica squad is it's just different. No, it's with a lot of young players. Uh, it's gonna be different. I think we will win from Puerto Rico. Like we will give them like a 4 or 3 or maybe more, and going against Martinique. And
Martinique.
I
Yeah.
saw Martinique squad don't really have players from French a lot, like they did against Costa Rica. They have a mixture of local players, a lot of maybe 50% or 40% of local players
Yeah.
in the squad. Like they are coming with their, I think they are not coming with their best striker, Byron, that's playing in Belgium. that scored
Mm-hmm.
that goal against Costa Rica. I think he is not coming, and some other players are not coming. So it's not going to be the strongest squad, but still, I cannot underestimate them because they always turn up. I think that's going to be like the real first test for Suriname, Martinique, and I see Puerto Rico like yes, like a friendly match going up to Martinique, and from there going to El Salvador, and to those big names. And from there, I think this is also Suriname best team that we ever wanted. We wanted Geraldo Becker in one team with Sherry, with that Lens, with Dake still, with Paul, and all those guys. They are there. So now it's time that they go out there and prove that they are built for this and that they can go up. So, like what Africans said, they need to go and perform. That's it now. Like we cannot keep expecting, oh, they're gonna go like the quarterfinals, the semifinals, or like that. I still want to see what they're gonna do after the prelims with Costa Rica, El Salvador, and Panama, because those teams, it's not like 60 minutes you are playing football, you are playing 90 minutes football, and at some point like in the last game against Mexico, like for 60 minutes, we were very good, like good. We were winning duels, we were creating our chances. But after that, what we saw is we have some players in that team that are not making 90 minutes at their club. And that's the problem. That's why the coach made some decision. He left some players that are not like might be he might be popular, but he is not playing that much. So the coach said he wants really to have players that are fit and play 90 minutes at their club. So
Okay.
we
Yeah.
got the
Go ahead. Go
best
ahead.
team now. We got it from time, and now is the chance.
All right, so guys, we are going to be here on Sunday to look at the Suriname game. So make sure to stay tuned. All of those games are going to be here. So make sure to subscribe. We are literally 500 away from 9,000. So if you can keep getting the subscription up, it will be massive. Which see if we can target 10,000. So we need 1,500 more subscribers to hit 10,000. So let's see how fast we can get those 1,500 subscribers over this month. We have passed around 1,200, 1,300 subscribers. So if we can get the same by the end of next month, we are at 10,000. So if you like what you saw, please do subscribe. And as what I've said, all the person's links will be in the description. All right. So this is what we have on the screen, the actual roster for United States. We're gonna go through it, but let me get a few of the comments first. All right. All right. What up, man? United States says, don't underestimate United States. We never did. We never did. All right. Yes, we never did. Um,
No,
Sports Prophecy
talking to
said, big up Sean Base. No, this is Americans. This is the American squad on the screen at this point. All right, guys, send the questions in, man. We want this. We know you guys are intelligent, man. So send in the questions around it, man. Suriname can win El Salvador and Costa Rica this time. I see Panama as the strongest in the pool. All right, I think this is going to be either the break. No, I don't think it's going to be any break for Suriname, but I think this is going to be the actual tournament that Suriname gets respect. I am going to bet money on that one. Wait until once they do qualify, I'm going to bet money on it. I am betting money
One
on it.
thing
Go
I would
ahead,
say
Tito. Go ahead,
is
Tito.
is El Salvador is the last team that you want to underestimate because El
yeah.
Salvador make it impossible for anyone to beat them. Look at Nations League; they drew against Grenada and then they proceeded to draw the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
El Salvador is a team that, even though you're way stronger than them, your team may have more chemistry than them, they will make the game impossible for you to win.
Tito, you're 100% right. Jamaica played them 2 times. Yeah, so I know. They're a very good team, but the problem is, you have to understand the styles. I think some of and this is what we don't pay dividends coming in. The styles of teams coming in, it's not like the same before. Before El Salvador can always park the bus against team that goes from front to back in one. It's not hard
Here's
to
the
do it,
thing:
and that is the problem. But what happens
since
to technical teams? Go ahead, Tito. What about
Listen,
technical
since
teams?
like we've played El Salvador since 2015 till now, we've played El Salvador several times. Till this day, we have one draw against him, one draw that came in a friendly. That's been our best result against him. The team has been like struggled completely against El Salvador. We would go toe to toe with anyone in the region, and then as soon as we play El Salvador, the team completely collapsed. It's just the style of play that we play for some reason could never work
Okay.
against El Salvador.
All
But the thing is, Suriname can beat El Salvador. Every team can beat El Salvador. The only thing is, it's how do you approach the game. Are you going to be able to break them down? Because El Salvador, if they decide they're going to defend the whole game, the chances of breaking them down are going to be extremely small. Look at the U.S. Literally in March, they only beat El Salvador 1-0 while still having a way stronger squad.
Okay. Okay. All right,
Yes,
fair
but
enough. Go
that
ahead,
was
Sean. Go
just a
ahead, Sean.
trash surface. That was just a trash surface where El Salvador held the US at home. That was just trash. It was like the under 20s pitches in Costa Rica or in Honduras, I think. But JD, I heard you saying like Jamaica coach is the second best coach in
No,
the
no,
CONCACAF.
no. I forgot that we had 10 Carter. I forgot. I forgot. No. When I made the speech, I forgot. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Aside aside from aside from Tenkata, I mean, like coaches that that did something in the Concacaf. I think Perez is also like one of those competitors with John Hurtman from Canada.
He's three. He's my number
Rico
three
Perez
coach in
from
the region.
because he is doing a lot of work, man, with his team.
Well, 10 Carter would have been number one based on achievements, right? Even though he never
Yeah,
managed
based
countries, but based on what he achieved in football, he would have been number one. And he's the assistant, so that's why we can't really put him in the pool. So that's why. But you brought up a good point. Drew says, with JD, with all due respect to the Canadian squad, who from the Canadian squad, Jamaican heritage, would make the Jamaican starting 11? Woo! Ha! Let me start now.
JD, I can
Miller
make this really.
Miller, yeah, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Africans, because I know a lot would have made it.
I would say if we're right now, I'd say Laren starts, Buchanan
Yeah,
starts.
Lauren starts.
Coilet is probably the first player off the bench, so we'll leave him on the side there. And then in terms of inform center backs, that's the only a combination. I mean, Miller hasn't had the best year this year, but if you ask me from who would I take, I would take Pinnock and Miller over Pinnock and Lowe. That's just
Yes,
my take.
I would take Miller as well. In midfield, Mark Anthony K. He has Jamaican roots.
Yeah,
Yes,
but,
Mark
but I
Anthony.
wouldn't.
No. We don't have anybody in midfield. So Mark Anthony K will be playing because
No,
nobody to somebody it makes sense. Worst off, you can play deeper line and hold the damn ball. Mark Anthony K would be playing because it's either Mark Anthony K or John Russell or Ravel Morrison or Daniel Johnson. Mark Anthony K is not better than Daniel Johnson or Ravel Morrison, but and he's good in his best day with his physical size. I think he can offer something good for the Jamaican team. So I would put him in around that in the midfield.
and I'm building this based off of a 4-4-2 because that's what you guys played against Mexico, I believe. You guys played the 4-4-1-1, but still, that's what I'm building it off of. So, like, that's where I'm putting players. So, Jason, for you, I would say, like, I'm not starting Laren over Antonio. I'm starting him with Antonio. I could put Tejon at the right midfield going forward, and then figuring out where you want to put players.
Buchanan, no, but me and Danger said none of them are better than Bailey. Buchanan start over Bailey for me, you know. Me and Danger, I'm very sorry, you know. No, we never said. Me and Danger, listen good. We never said Pinnock. We said over Damian Lowe, I would have put Miller in. That's
And
what
I
we
did.
said.
Yeah, and I said,
And Buchanan play over Bailey for me. Buchanan actually play over Bailey for me. No, no,
no, none of
I
us
believe
said,
that.
yeah.
I truly believe that.
And for the record, none of us said Miller over Pinnock. I said a pairing of Miller and Pinnock over a pairing of Lowe and Pinnock. I would take Miller and Pinnock. I'd take that pairing. I've said
Me and
that.
Danger never saw Buchanan play. No, me and Danger you never saw Buchanan play. I'm very sorry. If you're gonna think that it's just a stupid comparison, and Buchanan can't start over Bailey, I don't. I don't think you ever say. But if you think it's a stupid comparison, and we are biased. No, no. You know why I would start Buchanan? You know why I would start Buchanan over Bailey in my squad? Buchanan tracks back and he's very comfortable playing right back, and he brings the ball from deeper. He's stronger, he's more powerful, and his endurance, I will trust his endurance more than Leon Bailey. So if you have never you come here and oh my god, but I never said it's a sure start. Me in Danger. It's a conversation that the guy asked who could start, and it's a conversation. You get me? Yes, I Buchan. No, 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 no. Stop act like they know. Oh my God! All right, let me don't talk. Let me don't talk. Go ahead, Shawn, Tito are Africans because it's me alone they have problems with.
Oh, Buchanan would start because skills wise, like the step over that Buchanan, I saw him doing, like how fast he is with his feet. I don't see Bailey doing. I
Wow,
just like
wow.
slow. He is very slow for me. I'm telling you the truth, bro. I cannot be that
Man,
biased.
with the
Hey, Bailey.
football.
Otherwise, I don't need to watch football. I'm sorry for that, but that cannot work. What we all have saw what Buchanan have, what he have to offer, what he did. Like
It,
Bailey is not half of it.
wow, United said JD one play in Belgium and the other play in the best league in the world. That is true, Mr. United. But both of them played in the Concacaf. And if you tell me that Bailey was half as good as Buchanan, because we only can use what the damn guy did, you get me? Bailey was nowhere near Buchanan. In oh my God, you know
Let
what?
me say it. If we're going off of CONCACAF,
Wow,
Buchanan is clear because Bailey, if I'm being honest, Bailey severely
wow,
underperformed for Jamaica for most of his international career. It wasn't until like the second half of World Cup qualifiers that we actually saw him start to do something for Jamaica. Because before that,
wow.
he wasn't playing well for Jamaica. If I'm being honest.
But Tito, they are the same one when you're talking about Jamaica. They are the same one that disrespecting me now, They are the same one saying Bailey no good, and he's not playing good for Jamaica, And then you have one of the best players in the CONCACAF in 2 tournaments consecutive. And they're saying that the guy is no good and he can't start over Bailey. You know what? Richard Green, he left. Look at it, Richard Green. Buchanan jumped from 2.5 million to 16 million now. So he's jumping his stages, and I think anywhere from this, he's going to go to one of the next league, either Germany or he's going to go to Germany. I don't see him going to Spain. I think Germany, France are the Premier League. He's doing good, man.
Yes, younger than Bailey also, I think.
Yes, he's
Who?
younger. He's younger. He's
Yeah,
younger.
he's younger than Bailey. Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, you remember you guys asked me a question, and you turn it into a fight. You asked me a question: who can start in the Jamaica team? Why we like to turn
So wait,
things into fights?
Bailey, I have a nice one. I have a nice one. Omari Hutchinson is the best. So why are you guys fighting to bring Whisper? Whisper is not playing at Chelsea as yet.
No, we're not doing
They are
this.
fighting to
We are
bring
not
Whisper in,
doing this.
right?
I let this flow for long enough. We are not doing this. We are not doing this. No. Okay, but all joking aside, no, it's a discussion. Yeah,
It's the same. It's the same. But they don't want like they want to listen to what they want to listen.
All right, so guys, you asked me the question, and we answered, and it turned into a fight. But all right. Unse, Bailey will start over him, no problem. All right, it only goes to prove that Canada took a lot of good players that could have played for Jamaica. That's the point we were trying to make, guys. We never tried to fight, let we have a good series, though, man. Let we make Shawn, Tito, and Africans feel good to come back, no? Please. All right.
JD,
Yes,
JD,
please.
I'm coming back regardless. Like this warring nature is just so welcoming and warming. I have to come back always. So yeah, I'm
Me
coming back
personally,
regardless.
I'm coming back because they're not after me; they're after JD. So, so me personally, I'm coming back.
All
They
right. So
want JD. They
one says Tito Marlon says Buchanan could be on his way to Inter Milan this summer. I heard some transfers but it's not concrete. I'm just
Mhm.
saying he could be. They said he could go to France as well. So it shows. So for people asking who he is, the kid is when I said it, the guy was 1.8 million market value. When I said it, I said 3 years ago that Buchanan will pass Leon Bailey in market value within the next World Cup cycle. And I can't believe Bailey dropped down to 25 million and he rose to 16 million. And if he makes this transfer now, it's going to actually happen before 3 years. So not even one more year. JD, skip my miss. I put it on the screen. Me and Danger, sorry, but because oh my god. I just picked up the
Yeah,
next one.
constantly engaging on sensible things. Come on, stop with those nonce comments. Come on,
All right, so but Sean, we will figure the best way, guys. Let we watch both of them next season. Let we truly watch the two players. Then we'll come back and have the conversation. We're not going to judge anybody. We're going to just watch both of them, and then by the next season, we will come up and talk. All right, we will come up
But
and talk.
Fair.
Africans. Buchanan's been playing mostly fullback this season, right?
Yeah, he's been playing more in that wing back, fullback role for
Which
Club Brugge. Yeah.
which goes to show he's playing out of position, and Inter Milan is after him. Like, come on.
I don't- Look, if I comment on this, we are here for the next 40 minutes. And I know, and I don't want to go through this door, but I think the conversation started with who could start. And then I said in a 4-4-2, and then people assume that I'm removing other players that are there. I think if we're going to be honest with that specific conversation, it's been said. All I'm going to say is, JD dodging bullets?
No,
Just
I'm a little bit too warm, you know. Yes. All right. We're going to get to your comments in the main danger, but let Africans finish because we have 28 minutes. So we are winding down very much fast. So and that means the show was good because we almost reached the 2 hours and we don't even realize. So Africans, finish your points. Then we take the comments because we don't want main danger to believe that we're not taking his comments. So we're going to take all of main danger's comments. Go ahead,
all of them,
Africans.
everyone. No, all I was going to say is, and something I think that has been said. I think if you're going to compare both, yes, I think you can easily say at a club level because who's done it further on. Bailey's had a better club career, sure. No one's going to deny that. But I think on
Yes.
the international level, when you see what they've done for the country and what they've had to do, I mean, Tejan was the team. Tejan was the engine where he got to be the guy for that Gold Cup last year. Before that, he wasn't playing national team. He had U23s, and then other than that, he played nothing. Then he came in. You could say that they are more, and I do say he's the most important player on the pitch, fully healthy. Not Davies, not David, not Laren, not Eustachio. Buchanan is the most important player on that team because of what he allows the rest of them to do, which is to play off the ball, which is much more dangerous. But again, this is a conversation of who do we think could actually start on that Jamaican team. And I gave you names. People decided where they were going to play, and we are here now. But we
Yes,
moved.
they really set us up. We have to be very much better, Sean. We have to be very much better with these questions. Yeah, because they're starting fights. Drew, big up yourself. No, we got it, we got it. But you set me up. You set me up to turn the show in a fire. Oh my God, guys, let me get up to the likes on the video, man. 2 hours. We give it 2 hours. We should be cracking up to 200, man. Come on, put 200 on the board on the likes, man. As you know, all right, yeah, man, do that for us. 50 more likes and we reach that target. JD, you know the squad that went away yesterday. Carlton. No, I don't know the squad. I heard people taking pictures and looking at people's feet to identify feet via footprint and stuff. I don't know how they knew the footprints of the guys before to tell us who the footprint it is. This is too much drama. We just want the actual squad, like how United States listed their squad. Everyone listed their squad. I can't bother. So Loveliest, it's mad, it's mental. All right. Based on production in CONCACAF, Buchanan is better, but overall, I think Chips Bailey is better. Okay. JD, can you let us know how many goals each have for their clubs? We can bring up the goals for the clubs. Daniel, today me know JD a bias, bro. I swear, knowing you the first card you would draw is stats. Okay. Main danger. It was not my argument, the main danger. And I have a show presenting here. I'm just giving everyone an opportunity. But I've realized that you're selfish because you want to take the show for yourself. You get me? I can't put up everything. I just give my points. You give your points as well. Madam, it's not a show for myself. So understand the situation and don't try to put me in a box, man. All right, I would have done it on a normal show, but just not this one. You can pull up the stats yourself and argue the point. Sorry, me and Danger, but this is not the show for me alone. Bailey is not better than Buchanan is not better than Bailey, but for his country, he's better than Bailey. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Drew Fortis, please don't bring up one of them controversial topics again, or I'm gonna pass it. All right. Yes, I'm gonna pass it because people like me and Danger get angry for nothing. I want Bailey to have a great Gold Cup, and I hope he does because if he does,
Right.
Jamaica really it's not your argument, but it becomes one. So settle the argument with stats. Our bias man boy. All right, so I'm gonna just read the messages. Let me continue this about main Danger because main Danger have some personal problems. All right, we had the United States list right on the screen for the longest time, and you don't say we should read the United States stream list. We were doing everything by order for the whole time, so you have to be respectful. Simple, done. All right, go ahead, Africans, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying yeah. Let's keep the ball moving. Like we were on this, but let's move on to the next topic on the agenda.
Yes, the listing of the thing because of main danger, he wants me to throw off my listing to go for what he wants. Oh my God. Big of yourself, Charles Brahma. Thanks for being here. Main danger, you're in too much danger. That is your problem. All right, so this is the list. This is the list. This is the list. Goalkeeper Shawn Johnson. Slonina, which is they said he's the best one of the best goalkeepers, young goalkeepers in the world. How long you think he's you think he's that good, or you think he's overhyped?
Is it this guy
Yeah,
who
yeah,
fire?
he
Huh?
was on fire. Yeah, but then he can move to Chelsea. Yeah.
Yes, he's at Chelsea,
Oh,
but he went to the U20s, right? He went to the U20s.
He-
Yes, he went to the U20s, I think. Yes, so let me know if you guys watched him and if you respect him. And then you have Matt Turner. So the goalkeeping department is top shelf.
I don't know. Like I don't. Why would they bring Turner for this? I get that he's the back, and I'll explain my logic. You're bringing Shawn Johnson. There's your bet. Why not give this tournament to Slovenia? Why not give it to him? Let him play
Why?
all the.
Why?
No,
Are,
why
why?
not? Why not play? You don't. What do you need to know from Turner? You don't need to know anything from Turner. You know what he is. He's your one. There's nothing more to learn from that. So, like for me, especially when yes, they're gonna have friendlies. I know they're playing Ghana in like September or October, but like you don't have so many opportunities where you can actually see players play against that. And yes, I get it. He doesn't get reps against because he's the backup at Arsenal. But still, you don't need to necessarily know anything. Why not let the man get reps and maybe get the opportunity to maybe earn a few more games at his team, at his club level, and then let a guy who's young. You have the experienced guy in Shawn Johnson if you need to go. I don't know. He's the one name out of everyone brought in where I say, that's interesting. That's the one name that sticks out, I think, for me, for the whole thing.
Well, Matt Turner is one of the better goalkeepers in the region, just the same. Slonina is one of the highest rated players, rated goalkeepers in the world. Young goalkeepers in the world. So I would give their goalkeeping pool, and Shawn Johnson is he's a okay Concacaf goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, but I mean the quality that's going to be in front of him. If you're going to bring Turner again, this is nothing against the quality that they have with their back line, but I'm just saying like let the man like let him move over, have a preseason. You're going to have him for friendlies anyways, unless you're not going to play him for the friendlies. He's going to play right off of Nations League, then go right into this. I mean, just let at some point let actually see what your depth is until not, because if not, then you're gonna be in a position where all of a sudden now it's like, okay, what's our backup? Okay, we're gonna have to play Gaga, and he hasn't played any, and he's not there because we don't have any of the backups. So I guess it's Shawn Johnson. Give the kid some run. Now maybe they do that, but if he's there, why would you give it? So that's again, like I said, that's my only question that I have on this roster in terms of the quality of it, because he sticks out in terms of, oh, why is this player here?
All right. So for the goalkeeping pool, he gets an A for me. I still give it an A, maybe an A minus. It could have been slightly better for some, but I think this is good. This is good. I think it's perfectly all right. So I don't see any. I don't see the goalkeeping here as weak. Tito, you're saying something?
Yeah. The thing is, for me, from what I've heard, Slonina is likely being brought in as a third option to just gain experience. So for me, that's just really dumb. Shawn Johnson, he's been getting a lot of hate recently. I don't watch Toronto games, but from what I've been hearing, he's not playing well. So why not give it to Slonina? You're bringing a B team, C team. Why not just let him play? Slonina is not going to play any other friendlies. He's not going to play Nations League matches. So why not give him the Gold Cup where you're bringing in a younger team and players mostly based in the MLS?
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Julie said B plus. Bless up, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Jason said Shawn Johnson been around forever. They know what he is by now. So Jason agreed with it, but they are saying that Slonina should have been the main player that you're trying to um, um, trying to actually play in this tournament to see how far he could get, because maybe he could be that world class goalkeeper that you're trying to look for. You get me? Defender. You have Jones from New England Revolution, Aaron Lang, Matt Miazga from Cincinnati. Yeah, that's a good player. Jalen Neal, Brian Reynolds, Miles Robinson. Okay, that's good. Yedlin and John Talkin. Um, so hold on there. All right, so you have Aaron Lang, you have Miazga, you have Robinson, which was the actual player for the tournament the last time around, one of the players of the tournament when they won it. And you have Yedlin in the defense line. It's not a bad defense again. So why are we talking like these players are not no good players?
It's a pretty decent defense. It's a really good defense, but Aaron Long, yeah, that one's
But
gonna stink. I hope he
aside from
starts.
aside from
I hope he starts.
aside from Aaron Lang, look how much other defenders they have. So why are we not giving it? I don't think this team is as weak as what people are saying.
JD,
When
like I've been saying the whole time. Yeah.
it's a really good team. Some of these guys like John Tolkien are highly praised by U.S. fans. Jalen Neal is also someone that has received praise recently. Ryan Reynolds, he's sort of like he went quiet for like the past year that I didn't hear anything about him. I've heard that he's been playing good in Belgium, but as of seeing any people talking about him, he basically went quiet for the last year. So I'm not sure what to expect from Brian Reynolds.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
and I think Reynolds was one of those names that we were excited for, but didn't get the runway to really be successful. So again, like if you look at this back line, there's a lot of names who've been around the program before, but it's well insulated. It's veterans of the program, and then some young players you want to see. Let's see what a DeJuan Jones can do. Let's see if Miles Robinson has actually recovered from his ACL, right? And then you add like a John Tolkien, but then you also have your Yedlins. I agree with everyone. I don't know why Aaron Long is still there. Matt Miazga being back is interesting. Stylistically, I don't know if they have depends on the style that the coach wants to play. But those two, if those two your center backs starting off, I am looking for anyone with pace down the middle to try to test that to see how well they are. But again, good mix of youth and veterans that can kind of set the standard for them moving forward. But again, like I said, nothing really stands out too crazily from there.
All right. So for me, I think the defense line is not as weak as what I thought. Both defense and mid and goalkeeping, they don't get A. That is true for sure, but they don't get a C minus. I think this is a C plus team so far. All right. So it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Like, if we're going to screw them up against Jamaica, they're going to be a terrible underdog. I don't think they're going to be underdogs. They're going to be Jamaica might slightly be the favorites and the whole team itself, but it still can go their way as well. You know, I don't see it like people was actually explaining it at first. Midfield, Buzio. Georgie or whatever,
Yeah.
Azed Almar,
Yeah, Mihailovic.
Aiden Morris, Columbus Crew, Christian Roldan, Seattle Sounders, James Sands, New York, and Alan from FC Juarez as the midfield. Oh, you look at that midfield again. The midfield.
For me, I'm gonna say this. Sonora is a first team player, 18 player. He's with the Nations League team of the US as well, if I believe. The Mihailovic, he's a bench player he's a bench warmer at Azad, but he's still a good player. He showed that what he can do. He teared it up in the MLS. So he's gonna be playing against players that are playing at MLS level and lower, so he should do good. Roldan having a great season so far in the MLS. James Sands, I'm not sure. But Busio, the thing about Busio is he hasn't been good in the second division of Italy, but neither has Venezia.
Yeah.
So cut him some slack there. He is rumored to be returning to the MLS, but we have to see how they do. Aiden Morris, he's a good player. He's been fairly good for Columbus Crew this season. So it's a good midfield. It's a fairly strong midfield, but it's gonna depend on who they play and how they play.
All right. Julie says a F he's giving them because he doesn't know their names. No, you can't be so disrespectful. Not because you don't know their names. Julie, that means Jamaica should win this game 1000% by your statement, you know. All right, because you're disrespecting the players. Them, they are not bad players. All right, Father God, with this team, the US putting out. If Jamaica don't beat them, all right. See, and True Ross saying the same thing. If Jamaica don't beat them, so guys, based off this video, Jamaica should be battering this team. All right, yes.
I don't think so, Davey, because this team played a lot of times and they are already sink in as a team. I don't think it will be that easy to beat this team like a 4-0, 5-0. No, it's not gonna be that.
No, I think what I meant, just win the game. If it's 1-0, it's 1-0. But I have to see it, you know. I have to see it. JD, do you think that the US defense is better than Jamaica? No. Why would I think so? That would be mad. You remember Ethan Pinnock alone pretty much maybe better than everybody in the entire defense line for United States. Amari Bell, you would say same thing as well.
I would say, well, who's coming? Who do we know? We know what the U.S. is bringing.
That's the problem.
And that's also the problem, right? We know what the U.S. is bringing. We don't know. We're making the assumption that you're going to get all the names. For all you know, Pinnock says, you know what, Brentford preseason, here I come. All the big players that we think we're going to get are all saying preseason, here we come. And then you're left with who by grave and by wave. So, like, you have
Flemings and those guys. So
Flemings can't come. Shawn, Flemings cannot come to the team. Flemings cannot come back to the team. All right,
you know the JFF, JD. I think they need to change JFF office to another island. Then things will work for you.
But yeah, I think when it comes to the players that are here, just to give my midfield and then
because
forward
I can
line.
see that happening. That Fleming's coming in this.
Fair. Sorry about
Yeah.
that, Shawn. But yeah, I think just talking on players, Aiden Morse in the midfield was a duel that Canada was trying to get. Officially, they have now lost him because he's on the Gold Cup roster. And unless he is dropped from the roster, he is now cap tied to the U.S., which means good run. We tried. But then again, a good example of recruiting last minute, even though they'll say they've kept an eye on him for a while. Well, then bring him in before that. But
So,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so you
Go
like
on.
you guys like the forward line here, Sean? You guys like the US forward line? Cade Coyle, Cade Jaden Morris, which African start out.
It's a very good forward line. Zendejas is also 18 player for the US. Kate Cowell, he's a strong and fast player. That's it. There's still a lot of things he has to work on. He's an extremely young player. He impressed me at the U20 World Cup, but there's still a lot of things he has to work on. He's strong and fast. Those are his best points of him. But apart from that, there's still a lot of things he can work on and improve. Ferreira, top goal scorer so far, I think, in the MLS this season. Morris having a great season, also battling with Ferreira. Brandon Vasquez, not the best so far. He's been good. He's been good this season for Cincinnati again, but not the best so far. And Julian Gressel, I don't know. I I don't know what to say of him. I've seen him play like twice, so I don't know what to give an opinion about him.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'll. You mind
go
if I
ahead,
jump in,
and then
Jay?
Sean, go ahead. Go ahead, and then you got, and then Sean, go ahead, because we only have
Yeah.
10 more minutes,
Fair
and it's
point.
when we're this conversation done, we are done because I don't want to exhaust the time, you know.
True. We can't exhaust the topics either, JD. It's not like they're there every day.
Yeah, yeah.
I think like you said, Tito, like Cade is promising, but needs to develop a little bit more. Jesus, I think this is his level. I'll say it. I think this is his level. Gold Cup, I think, is his level because when you add a Balogun to the program, now you have a Balogun. If you don't have a Balogun, you at least have Pepe, who you've at least seen produce at this level, if not in bigger games. So I think pushing Ferreira to this level, and then now it's a battle for, I think, when you're looking at Ferreira and then Zendejas and Vasquez, how long does it take those two players to pass Ferreira? Because I think that's the conversation at the 9 for them. And again, I think Ferreira is more of a 10 than an actual striker. He's more of that secondary striker. So if you play a system that suits that, that works best. But I think that's where you're looking. Jordan Morris again and Gressel, those veteran players to kind of lead that room. But nothing too surprised. Again, what they did with this roster is just a balance of vets who've been there before and then new players who've been integrated into the program. So I don't hate it, but at the same time, the only big question on this roster overall I have is why is Turner there? Because I would have rather them give it to someone else, give the tournament to someone else. Like I think to give Canada, for example, I don't think Boyan is coming for Canada. I think they should give this tournament to a Dane St. Clair and see how he does. Because what else? Who else are you actually going to play for that tournament? So I think this is a good opportunity to see some young players in a tournament environment to see how they're able to actually perform and then go from there, especially if you have more things to play for than just that one tournament itself.
Okay, but this time what I saw, I am just hoping that the JFF does give the coach every player that he picks and said he wants, because it's not going to be easy to win the Gold Cup, but it couldn't be easier to win the Gold Cup. It would be one of Jamaica's best chance to win the Gold Cup. Yeah, I would have agreed to everyone, you know. That's what I'm seeing now, because even though I know that United States won it the last time with average team, I still think that the quality of the players that Jamaica brought in this game, I believe me, this is going to be an open World Cup, open Gold Cup, you know, guys. This looks like it's going to be an open Gold Cup. To be honest, it's going to actually be an open Gold Cup. I think the winner for this Gold Cup might surprise us. Let me just touch that before we finish. Do you guys see anyone just be a dark horse coming out and win this Gold Cup? That's gonna be the last conversation. Do you see a dark horse coming out and win this Gold Cup?
This Gold Cup is probably the most unpredictable Gold Cup, honestly.
All right. So Jamaica, all right, Jamaica can be considered as a dark horse because it's always United States, Mexico. All right.
The big
So once again, Tito, Jamaica is in the dark horse, Suriname is in the dark horse, Curacao is in the dark horse, Haiti. Canada can't be in the dark horse because Canada is a big team now. All right. So we will put Canada, Mexico, and United States as the three teams that would
we are
be the favorites. So, let me know who you think would be the dark horse. Jamaica is in the dark horse, so let me know. All right, go ahead.
Jamaica. For me, it's Jamaica, Suriname. I want to say Curacao, but the thing is, the forward line is on the wing has been completely depleted due to injuries. So, and we make most of our runs through the wing and midfield. So It's I would put us at a dark horse though,
Yeah,
and I want to say honestly, Panama.
Panama. Okay, so Panama.
Panama
Okay,
a lot in the Nations League.
okay. All right. Mute the mic. Mute the mic, Tito, please. Shawn, give me some dark horses. Excluding Mexico, United States, and Canada. Those are the three teams out.
I think Panama have a good shot to take this one. Jamaica, if let's don't say Jamaica because I don't see them squad. I will not include Jamaica in it
Okay,
because
okay, all right.
everybody have a problem because 2 days before the game they're gonna release
And
the
it's
squad.
fair. It's fair. We don't have any squad, so we can't. But based on the prelim, you would want to put Jamaica in it based on the prelim. But
Yeah,
you
based on
can't
the
pick
pre,
them in it. Okay, okay.
and I would put Curacao also over there
Costa
because
Costa Rica. You think that Costa Rica will do something, even though they
no,
changed to the kids?
I don't think. I think they will get out of the group stage. I don't think they will make it to the next round.
Ooh, that's a big take, Shawn. Shawn said you don't think that they're gonna make it out of the group stage. Oh wow! All right, all right. That's a
Not
big
wrong.
one.
Costa Rica rushed.
Tito, the mic. Tito, the mic is killing us. Tito, fix the mic, please. Get the mic sorted out. We have 4 more minutes to go. Continue, Shawn. Continue, Shawn.
I think the coach of Costa Rica did a bad job in the World Cup qualifiers. I think he needed to bring in Bennett, uh, Aguilera,
Aguilera. Yeah.
and
Contreras.
yes, yes. I think those three guys, if he brought them in the World Cup qualifications, like let's say in the mid, I think they would have a better squad right now. But from what I have saw from the last games, like he brought in one time every young players, I don't think it will work out for them. Only Joel Campbell is their only player that stayed that went to 2 or 3 World Cups. So I think
Okay.
that break
That's fair.
that break Costa Rica really down, and I think they will see it in the long run.
So, guys, you think that Costa Rica will fall off because of the big changes of all of the main players that we know? Obviously, they want to get young like every other team, and they wanted to start rebuild now. So, you think that rebuild will get a big hit because of the magnitude of Jamaica, possible Jamaicans. Let me put it possible because we don't know what they're gonna do, but we are hoping that we get the best squad. All right, so possible Jamaica and others being very much stronger. All right, big up yourself, Shawn Sutherland. Thanks for being here. So you think that Costa Rica will be the team that suffer that rebuild failure this time around?
Yeah,
Africans, look at Africans' face. Why are you guys?
yeah. You can disagree with me.
No,
There is
I
disagreement.
I think the thing that's holding back Costa Rica is the coach. But you're telling
Yeah,
me that the ghost of Brian Ruiz, you're taking him off, the player who could only play 45 minutes, and then you're gonna put on like younger players who have been getting minutes and can at least go 60. Whatever the experience, I think helps. I think they take a step back, but I don't think it's as exaggerated as people think it is. Again, let me see the rosters. Let's go. Let's see
I'm
everyone's
gonna put
rosters.
up the roster now. I'm
Yeah.
putting up the roster now.
But I don't think Costa Rica takes as big of a step back as people think they will, because I think they have talent.
Uh,
I think that team has players who have at least under their caps. At least they can say those young players, Bennett, Aguilera, they've at least played at a World Cup. They've played against teams. Those teams had Germany on the ropes for a hot minute. The hot minute lasted as quick as like some paper went up, but
yeah,
still, it went.
yeah, but
Yes,
They,
but the
Africans,
defense is reaching Africans. Like look like
let,
Kenji
let,
Waston. What is his name? Something like
let,
that. Kenji
Sean,
Waston,
let,
45 years old. He's like the main defender.
no, I wanted to go through the squad that people know what Costa Rica is today. Majority of the players are not there. Kayla Navas, goalkeeper, you guys know him. Kevin Camaro, Delgado, Lescano, which is 21 years old. Kevin is 23 years old. Then you have Juan Vargas, he's there. Calvo is still there. Francisco Calvo is still there. Pablo, 25 years old. Kendall Watson, still there, 35. Zuniga, 26. Fuller is still there, 28. Carlos Martinez, 24. Ricardo Pena, 18. Ron Wilson, 21. Wilma, 29. Celsa Borges, 35. Jeffrey Valverde, 28. Diego Campos, Nunes, 25. Aaron Suarez, 20. Ascona is very no, Alcacer is very good in under 20s, and he stepped up and he looks good. 18 years old, market value 225,000. And Joel Campbell, Carlos Mora, Contreras, which we talked about, 23. And you don't have Madrigal to make 24. So you don't have, oh my god, wow.
this team, JD, don't sleep on. The reason why we sleep on them is because the manager.
But they
Okay,
don't even have the best young players them for them.
I
And
know.
Bennett and Aguilera is not on this team, you know.
No, Bennett is injured. Bennett is injured. He have a
Yes,
shoulder.
I
Yeah.
know, but I'm saying they are not on it. So I'm just showing people that it's not as strong as Africans. Africans,
I,
I'm very
I
sorry.
That's fine. You could be sorry, JD, and one of us will be right, one of us will be wrong. That's fine. In terms of the question you asked, I think the team that goes on a deep run is El Salvador. Hugo Perez is
El
the third.
Salvador?
Hugo Perez is
Yeah.
the third best coach in this region based off of playing here. Yes, I'm not counting new coaches. Of the coaches that are still around, to me, my ranking is Herdman, Christensen, Perez. Those three coaches will keep their teams in a game because I've seen them do it at this level. I think that's a team that will surprise people, but shouldn't surprise people because we know what they are. I think other teams will look improved. I think other teams, but I can see them making it to like the semis. I could see it.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So that's pretty much it, you know, guys. We have hit the 2 hour mark. All right. This is part one. I guess we're gonna bring back part two. We're gonna make it a little bit more organized. People know exactly what they're gonna be talking about for the first hour and everything. Yes, but I think this went well. So I have to thank everyone. I'm gonna put everyone tags inside the video so people are if they want it, because maybe Shawn is a superstar and he does want his tag. But if he wants his tag, it's gonna go in there as well. Africans, you know where to find him. His YouTube channel will be in the description. Tito, thanks yet again. You said you're coming back. Hopefully you can sort out the mic and the camera next time, which I think you're going to get that done. Yes, but we have to thank the personals that came inside the chat. Massive respect and thanks. So we're going to give everyone their final word. All right. All right. So this is the one for Shawn. We're going to put it right here. So this is one for Shawn. So people can go over there if you want to learn about Suriname. Maybe you have to turn on the subtitle because they do speak Netherlands over there. So, but you can still go over there and watch and use the subtitle. You might learn Netherlands. You might actually learn Netherlands. Yeah. So, Shawn, give your final word. Tito, give your final word, and then Africans, and then we are out of here.
Yeah, I think this I enjoyed it. It didn't look like we were here for 2 hours. I liked it. It was a good conversation. We agree to disagree, and yeah, I like that. So I'm looking up to the next one.
All right, all right. So next week, we will try and plan a day. Maybe we are gonna make it a fixed day, which should be Monday, like every Monday. You think that will be okay? So at least we get all the information out there. Once it's
Yeah,
not games playing, every Monday. All right.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm free.
All right. So Africans close it off because Tito look like he has the mic problem. So we will have to work on that for next week.
No, fair enough. I think regardless of how we feel about teams, rosters, makeups, I think this is the going to be the most open Gold Cup that we've seen in a while. I think it'll be easier to judge when we see some rosters come, who's coming, who's not. Then we can better assess. But I think if you're in this Gold Cup, you should be very excited to see what your teams can
Uh,
do. I know we didn't get into. I know we didn't get into the disrespect, JD. The disrespect. No, I think we'll get to. I'm curious. I'm very much curious to see what squad Jamaica brings because I think not to say that they're going to dictate how this tournament goes, but I think people expect them to finish away. People also expect them to bring a certain side of squad. If they meet that, I think it makes the Gold Cup a lot more interesting and exciting. If they don't, I think it leaves more questions and it makes things a lot more open than it already was. So I'm more curious to see what happens. As a Canadian, we're watching Nations League because that'll see how intensely we are going to demand a trophy for Gold Cup. If we're able to get that trophy for Nations League, great. Then we'll look at the Gold Cup more as like, let's see some of these young players coming through. If not, maybe you see a few more players stick around and try to get that trophy for the Gold Cup so that you can get some of these veterans. They're sending off with a trophy. But for Canada, it's get a trophy this summer. But I'm excited for this Gold Cup. I'm really curious to see how each team is going to approach this, especially with Copa America coming this fall, qualifiers for that, and then 2026 just around the corner.
All right, so guys, that's it. We are not going to hold it any longer. Join us next week for the program, but we are going to be back for Suriname preview and also the watch along. So make sure you subscribe for that. Thanks everyone, man. Drew Fortis, Jason, Omzo, everyone and man that came in, Malcolm Penas, everyone else. If I forgot your name, no problem, man. Massive respect. Thanks very much for coming through. All right, peace out and see you in the next one. All right, bye bye.